Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn about how to write an AWS Lambda. This is the first video on how to write uh, the first Lambda. What exactly is a Lambda? Well, there's a simple analogy. Imagine you want to start selling a lemonade. Okay, you open up a stall. What's the traditional way? You rent a store, have some stall or something, right? You pay rent for that place, run it a couple of days. Uh, but the thing is, not every time you'll have customers, not every time you will be selling. But you still pay a rent. So, for example, you rent it for 7 days. You don't have customers for 5 days. You only make some sales on for 2 days. But you still need to pay rent for 7 days. Now, uh, what is the Lambda way? Basically, a customer shows up, tries to place an order, and as soon as a customer shows up, at that point you open up your store and give them the lemonade, and will you just go away. So it's more like you never have to rent the place. You just show up, provide the service, and go away. That's it. So if no one wants a lemonade, you pay $0. But if 1,000 people suddenly want it, well, you pop up 10,000 times and serve and then disappear. That's exactly what AWS Lambda is. So listen to this very carefully. Lambda is a serverless compute service. So it's a compute service. It does provide some computational powers, but it's serverless. So what exactly does that mean? It doesn't mean that there's no literal servers. Of course, if it's providing you some compute, that it has, it is having some server. But the thing is, you don't have to worry too much about it. You don't have to think about it, buy it, or maintain it. AWS will handle most of it on its own. You provide certain configurations, some limits, some ephemeral storage, timeouts. Some configuration will see that, but that's pretty much it. And AWS takes care of it, and it scales up and down based on what the current requirement is. It's an engine that runs your code. You write some script, Python, Java, Node.js, whatever you want, and the Lambda goes and executes. And it's event driven, like as I said, right? If you want to eliminate, if a person comes up, only then you do something. Otherwise, well, you don't do anything. Now, why exactly do people really use it? Well, one thing is you can run a server forever, right? But that comes with its own cost. But if you have any use cases where you don't want to continuously pay for that service, for example, um, maybe you are running a cron job, but that cron job is only going to run, let's say, once every 24 hours. So why do you want a server that's up 24 hours when you know you'll only trigger it from, let's say, 2 a.m. UTC, right? So you just spin up a server at that time, process it, and then make it disappear, right? There could be multiple more use cases, but I think that's the most simple one. So exactly how this works is you have some sort of trigger, something that will tell you Lambda, okay, it is time for you to wake up. Lambda initializes it, and performs whatever action you want it to, and gives you some output. In this video, we're just gonna make the simplest Lambda we can possibly make. Well, not the simplest, but the simplest use case I could come up with. We'll trigger it manually. We don't have any other trigger right now. In the upcoming videos, I'll try to show it to you by triggering it by an app. But anyway, it will trigger call Lambda, and the Lambda will send out an email using a simple email service. This is again a service provided by AWS. It's commonly called SES, the short form, of course. Um, okay, so a couple of things that you need to do. E- Open up your AWS account. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can make one for about 6 months. It's free. If uh, if you don't want to make one, that's totally fine as well. You can just see what I'm doing right now, get an idea, and then you can uh, go ahead. It's your choice. Well, when you log into Amazon AWS, go to your service, you'll see something like this and click on Get Started. For you, it will be a bit different from me because I've already set it up. But basically, it will ask you what emails you want to configure to your account. It's a sandbox environment. I mean, still in the initial phases, I'm not paying for it. So it will only allow me to use certain verified emails from which I can send and certain emails to which I can send, right? So it will just ask you a couple of questions. You provide that information. You'll get a verification link on whatever email you've provided. You click that, get verified, and you're done. After that, come back, click on get started, and this is what you will see. We'll talk about FCF in detail in the upcoming videos. But for now, what you can you'll see you have a dashboard which reports some statistics. For example, I sent 15 emails today, 185 are remaining, 7.5% used. The number of sends, time period, rejects, bounces, complaints. That's okay. We'll talk about it. We don't have to worry about it right now. Uh, Apart from that, you can read this documentation. This is exactly what I will be following. I'll show you what I'm using from here. Third thing is starting your Lambda. Type Lambda over here, sorry, and you'll open up another page. This will look something like this. Um, come here and click on create function. Now we are going to author one from scratch. That means we are going to define everything that we wanted to do. I'm just gonna name it simply as test SES. That's fine. I'm going to use Python. You can actually use any of these runtimes. That's totally fine. And that's it. We're not gonna make any more changes right now. We go ahead and create function. Let's see. It can take some time, maybe depends on your network. Uh, but yeah. Okay. So now we have created the A lambda. So right now it's doing nothing. So you can open it up in your Visual Studio Code. We don't have that much code, so I'm not going to do that. Over here you can see this. Okay, this is actually way difficult to understand. Stick to diagrams, please. But anyway, you'll see exactly how the architecture is. For example, if you add some trigger, it will come over here. It will trigger your Lambda. A Lambda will produce some output. So exactly how your Lambda is created, it will come up in this function overview. It has some resource number. Description is empty for now. That's totally fine. Now, how are we going to write our Lambda? Well, actually, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to copy this code. Exactly. I don't need to really make any changes. And this is actually the simplest way you can use SES service. These are the default configurations. So I'm just gonna paste it over here. We're going to make some minor changes. Uh, okay, so I'm going to set this to my email. Now, you don't have to actually set up all these things over here. It depends on what kind of application you're making. And the sender recipients, you can probably put them as environment variables. You can find them under configuration. I'll show that to you in a minute. But for now, literally just gonna keep it simple and dump everything here. Okay, we don't need configuration set, that's fine. Now AWS region, I'm gonna change. You can set it to whatever AWS region your account is currently in. For me, it's AP South 1, so that's what I'm gonna use. The region doesn't matter as long as it matches to whatever uh, shows up here. Okay, subject is fine. This is also fine. This is also fine. So you can replace this as actually, you know what? I'm gonna replace this. Uh, to Lambda tutorial. Um, I don't need this. Uh, Hit like and subscribe to this awesome channel. Great. And well, over here you can see it's the same exact thing that they're using over here, but they have added some HTML. Now, this is actually a great way because it lets you format how you want to send out your email. If you want certain tables or okay, I'm going to change the subject as well. Uh, Lambda tutorial. And so if you're trying to write up any email for your application, actually I would suggest adding a HTML template. And we don't need this and need to close this. Okay, that should be fine. I'm not missing anything. Correct. UTF is fine. Region is fine. And so a couple of So we are using both text and HTML because some clients, email clients, might not support HTML. So whatever they have, they can just render that format. If HTML is present, that's what they're going to render. Otherwise, they'll default to the body text. So this is all fine. So whenever you're trying to create the client, it needs just a couple of things. The destination, basically who you're sending it to. The message, well, we have body as either HTML or text. The subject we've already configured above, sender also we have, and this we do not need. Okay. Mm, okay. So we need to put all of this inside a function, and let's copy till here. I'm gonna delete this. Okay. Need to provide the indentations. Okay, perfect. What else? Okay, I need to raise this error. Okay, great. And email sent, message ID is fine. Also, we're gonna return. Perfect. It already suggests me something. And yeah, that sounds great. Now we are going to first deploy this and then we are going to test it. Now, if okay, let's actually go over here. It should be easier. So we're gonna create a new event. It will be synchronous. Event name could be something like test. So this event JSON, actually we don't really have any values that we are going to need. So it doesn't really matter what we add over here. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. We've hard coded everything. In case you have certain things that you need to add, some variables, you can just add it over here. That's totally up to you. One more thing is configuration is totally fine. I'm just look. Okay, so a general timeout for Lambda is 3 seconds. That means if it doesn't get a response within 3 seconds, it's just gonna throw an error. General memory is 128 MB. So this all you can go through. Triggers, we don't have anything. Environment variables. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. If you have certain variables, like for example, the email could have been a variable, you can add it over here. Or there's something called AWS Secret Manager. You can add it in case it's a secret and you don't want to expose it to everyone. But I'm just going to come back and try to hit test. Now it should fail. Wait, perfect. Why? Because I did not do one thing. That is, an error occurred when calling send email operation. It is not authorized. So in AWS, whenever you're trying to access any resource, you need to make sure it has the correct permissions. Now my Lambda does not have the permission to use SES. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go over here. Where is it? Configurations, general configurations, mm, mm, permissions. Oh, and I'm gonna open this up. So we'll talk about how exactly what roles are in AWS. That's a very interesting topic. It comes under identity and access management, very important. We As you can see, right now it has no policies related to SES. Now again, what exactly policies or permissions are, we'll come to that, don't worry. This video is just about trying to create a Lambda. So I'm just gonna search SES. I get a couple of roles. I'm gonna add SES full access, read, write, update, everything. Now this is not the best uh, thing to use. You don't want to provide all access to to all the resources. Generally, in IAM, you go by least privilege. But for now, again, this is just about getting sending out our email, so it's fine. I'm gonna come back to my oh here it is, and we'll go to test, close it up, and we create one more, and now it executed. So status code, hello from Lambda, perfect. We get some information. And if you ever want to monitor how exactly your functions for Lambda are performing, you click over here. You open up another service, which is CloudWatch. You have log streams. So you get all the information over here. So every print statement that you had in your Lambda, it's going to print over here. You have a lot more things. Again, these are all very important services. We'll have a dedicated video on everything. Don't worry. But did I really get an email? Let's check. Just a minute. Yep. Mm, okay, let's check in spam. Yep, there it is. Report not spam. And there you can see. So you can see it has a heading, it has some text. Now, this is the HTML version, otherwise it won't have this bold and big heading. So that's why we use the body HTML. You can stick to whatever you want, but I think this kind of um, email looks better. You can have tables and images and whatnot, right? So this was actually more or less what you had uh, for creating your first Lambda. Lambdas are pretty simple, honestly. These are just functions that you need to invoke, and they'll do something. Uh, all other services like SES or AWS Secret Manager or CloudWatch will have dedicated videos on how to create those or how to work with those. And I have an email service that I created in Go. I'll hook it up with this architecture. It will use a SES to send out emails, and I'll talk about it more in that particular video. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know your thoughts on this, and see you next time. Hit like and subscribe. Bye bye.